So you started the year all motivated. This is going to be my year. New year, new me. You may have set a few goals to go to the gym. I'm going to get my dream job. I'm going to make more friends, be more social, learn to cook more, pick up more hobbies. You made so many great goals, but January came, and then February, April, and then May, and now we're in July, and you have either not started on those goals or you started falling off. How successful have you been with your goals in the year 2024? If you clicked on this video, you haven't done a very good job. And I'm not judging you. I personally have many goals that I set that I have not even started working towards. So me and you are in it, okay? But it's the 7th month of the year, and I feel like we have two choices. You can look at it in two ways: the half-empty choice or the half-full choice. The half-empty choice is, well, 7 months have already gone. What more can I do in the remaining 7 months? I'll just give up now and I'll start again in 2025. Or the half-full choice is, 6 months of the year has already passed, but there's still 6 months ahead. It's not too late. I can still achieve some of my goals in 2024. Either choice is right. It's your life after all. You can do whatever you like. But if you have this nagging feeling, you constantly feel bad about the fact that you set goals and you have not achieved it. You know that you can be more, you can do more, you can achieve more than you currently achieving right now. Then I recommend that you go for the half-full choice. And that's what this video is about. In this video, I'm going to give you a very easy method for saving a half-wasted year. The remaining 6 months of 2024 do not have to be unproductive in your life. You can still achieve all, and I mean it, all the goals that you set for yourself this year. The first step is to appreciate where you're coming from. Warren Buffett once said, it is a good idea to review your past mistakes before committing new ones. Every time you want to embark on a new journey where you may have failed on before, it's always wise to sit back and think about yourself and reflect. What did I do well? What did I do wrong? What is not working? What do I need to stop doing? And you need to ask yourself these questions concerning your habits, goals, and any achievements or failures that you have had in 2024. For your habits, think about it. What has been your average daily routine this year? How have you lived your life? How have you spent your weekend? Have you spent your weekend just watching TV, hanging out with friends, just lounging, walking around aimlessly, not doing anything? What does your morning routine look like? Do you typically wake up by 10 a.m. or have you been diligent to wake up in time? For any achievement or failures that you have, you want to ask yourself, what did I do? If it's an achievement, what did I do differently, or what did I do right to get that achievement? Or if it's a failure, what did I do wrong? Have that failure. What could I have changed about it? And if you want to go an extra mile, ask yourself why and what can I learn from it? So I've been waking up by 10 a.m. averagely over the years. Why have I been doing that? Am I mildly depressed? Am I unmotivated? Is my bed too comfortable? Are my friends lazy and they don't have goals, so therefore they keep me out late at night such that I get to bed late, such that I wake up late? Ask yourself why. Ask yourself what can you learn? After appreciating the past 6 months, before we get into the next 6 months, in this in-between period that we are, I want you to do the second thing, which is to believe. If you are stuck in a mindset of hopelessness, thinking that the year's already gone by, this thing hasn't happened for me yet, it probably is not going to happen. If you are stuck in that negative rhetoric, close this video and quit now. Quit now, there's no point. But if you want to still be able to achieve your goals in this year, you need to believe. And the way to do that is to ask yourself, what is the 1 or 2 things that I want out of this year? What do I really want? You may have set 12 goals for yourself in January. Right now, July, first week of July, what do I really, really want out of 2024? If this year is going to be a great year for you, what is the one thing within your control? Take some time to reflect on it, to think about it, and to dream and to believe that it can still happen. And then when you've identified the 1 or 2 things that are key for you in this year, you want to write it down. And one thing I always say about goals is your goals have to be smart. So as you're writing it down, be very specific. What exactly do you want to happen? If you're trying to get a job, what type of job? In what industry? Let your goal be measurable. How would you know when you've achieved it? Well, if it is a job, you will know you've achieved the goal when you have the offer letter and you have signed, or maybe you've even started. Let your goal be actionable. Always focus on goals that are within your control. Focus on the part of the goal that you can control. So again, the example of looking for a job, you don't have a company, so you cannot employ yourself. But what can you control? You can control applying for jobs. You can control networking to meet new people who may tell you about job openings. Those are things that you can control. So when you are setting your goals, set your goals from the frame of what you can control. So make it actionable. Make it realistic as well. You are in July. Is it realistic for you to expect to get a job in July if you've not done anything yet up until this point? and then make your goal time bound. By what time? In how many months? November, by October, whatever the goal is, make sure it is SMART, specific, measurable, actionable, and time bound. You don't have to do this for 12 goals, 1 or 2 goals. Make sure that they're SMART. And the last thing I want you to do around believing is I want you to ask yourself why. See, why is a very powerful question. Why is one of the most powerful questions that you can ask yourself consistently if you want to improve, be more self-aware, or just develop yourself in general. So these goals that you have set, ask yourself, why is this goal important to me? What does achieving this goal mean to me? How will my life change if I have this goal? And I want you to not just ask yourself, but sit down and think about it. Imagine yourself experiencing this goal already achieved. So let's say your goal is to get a job. You want to ask yourself why. Well, if I get this job, it's going to pay me a lot of money. If I get this job, I will achieve my career aspiration, be on my way, towards this great career that I've planned for myself. And think about it. How would my life change when I have this job? Oh, I have a place to go Monday to Friday. I dress well. Like, imagine how you would dress. You wear nice shirt, you wear nice suit. Maybe you travel for work. Like, put yourself in that goal state. And this is very important because this expectation that you have of your goal is what will drive you in the difficult times that you are going to experience in achieving this goal. Now, lastly, you've reviewed the last 6 months. You've picked 1 or 2 goals that are key for you this year that you really, really want to achieve. You understand why, you understand your motivation, and you really want it. Now that you have all these things, here are some practical tips for making the next 6 months the best 6 months of your life. First one is to be optimistic. Because 6 months of the year already passed. Very, very easy for your mind to succumb to negative thoughts about how you are a failure, you cannot achieve it, time has already gone, you've already missed your opportunities. And while all these things may be coming up in your mind, it is your job to control your mind and to be optimistic. And the way to be optimistic is by just speaking to yourself. That is a practice that I started doing in the last few weeks and has radically helped me. Every single time I have a negative thought, like, I'm not good enough for this, I tell myself, that's not true, I'm good enough. One way to be optimistic is to keep a clear vision of the future in front of you. The way that I like to do this is by having vision boards. I have a vision board in my apartment, and on that vision board I put every single thing I'm working towards, I'm hoping for in the next few months or years on that vision board. What that vision board does for me is that every single time that I see it, it gives me an aspiration. It helps me to stay focused on what's important. And that way to be optimistic is to consume positive media. This is the time of the month where a lot of negative things are going to be flying around about being lazy, about being a failure. Scroll past those ones. Focus on people that are achieving the things that you want. Are people getting jobs? Sharing their joy. Don't focus on woe is me content. Another way is also to practice positive affirmations. Speaking to yourself, talk to yourself kindly. Say things about yourself that are nice, that you believe, that are true. I'm a successful person. I have a history of being successful. And you can recount to yourself, remind yourself times in the past that you have set goals and you have achieved them. Graduated from school or ended a toxic relationship, and tell yourself that you're still that same person. You did it before and you can do it again. Practice speaking to yourself positively, saying kind things to yourself. I'm a good person. I'm a good sister. I'm a good daughter, right? I'm a hardworking person. You may even say things to yourself that are not true yet, but they are things that you are working towards. So let's say you have the goal of going to the gym. I found it helpful to tell myself that I'm fit and I'm healthy. Say things to yourself that is true of your future self. What that does for you again is keeps you hopeful. And when you're in that state of mind, you are more likely to work towards your goal. The last one that I know to be optimistic is to have a gratitude journal. Write it down. Or at least just think about it. What are 3 things you are grateful for today? And when you start doing this, it may be repetitive. You may write the same thing for 5 days in a row. That's fine. Just write it down. What this does for you is that it helps you recall the good things in your life so that you can avoid or stop paying so much attention on the negative things. Another thing you can do to be radical with achieving your goal in the remaining 6 months is to become action-oriented. If you're someone like me who likes to overthink and overplan things, you may be stuck in the process of thinking about your goal and worrying about it. Maybe it will not work. Maybe I will not succeed. Maybe this path is not the best path. Maybe this is not the right approach. And if you're not careful, you can be stuck in that loop over and over, month over month, and you're not doing anything towards your goal. Stop that. You want to be action-oriented. Challenge yourself to do one thing every day or every week that moves you towards that goal. So let's say that your goal is to get a job. What is the one thing you can do every day? The one thing you can do every day is you can go to LinkedIn every day and look at LinkedIn job boards, new jobs that are being posted. That's a very simple action, but something you can do that will move you towards your goal. Another thing you can do for that goal is you can begin to read about that industry. So let's say you're trying to break into the tech industry, for example. You can sign up to a newsletter, and every single day you can spend 10 minutes reading something about the tech industry. It may seem like a little action, like, what is this among so many? This is not even moving the needle. The little action you're taking every single day is helping to put you in the frame of mind of the person that would achieve that goal. And eventually, by the time you fought and you achieve the goal, you'll be very surprised how the little things that you are doing, the little habits that you had of pushing yourself towards that goal every single day, what actually was helpful to you. A little action is better than no action. So if you go on LinkedIn every day and you spend 5 minutes looking at ads, it's better than doing nothing and spending that 5 minutes on TikTok. So don't be afraid of little beginnings. If your goal is working out, if all you can do every single day is to press push-ups, do that. Be happy with the 2 push-ups that you did. Goal that you now have is to do something towards your goal every day. No matter how small that thing is, just by engaging in that action, you have moved yourself a little bit closer to that goal than if you did nothing. Another thing you can do to achieve your goals in the next 6 months is to focus on yourself. Stop looking at what other people are doing. Let's use the gym example. Maybe you are trying to build a habit of going to the gym, but you have somebody else who goes to the gym every day for 1 hour. Your little action that you are taking is you are just doing 2 push-ups every single day. It is not going to help you if you compare yourself to somebody else. So this next 6 months, focus only on yourself. Don't worry about what another person is doing. This other person is getting a job, your dream job. This other person has a 6-pack. This other person has achieved these 5 things. Do not worry about all that. Just focus on your lane. One thing about comparing yourself with somebody else is that you always come short. If you're a narcissist, and that's another kettle of fish. Many times when you compare yourself with somebody else, you always come short. They are always better than you in your mind. They're always doing something better than you. A negative comparison is the thief of joy. It only leads to low self-esteem. And low self-esteem only leads one way. It only leads you away from your goal. You don't need that. You need as much positive energy, as much self-belief, self-esteem that you can get if you are going to achieve your goals at all. So stop comparing yourself with people. If you need to unfollow people, unfollow them. If you need to mute people, mute them. If you need to take a social media break for 1 or 2 months, do that. Just focus on yourself. That's all that matters, not what somebody else is doing. And the last action that you can take to move yourself closer to achieving your goals this year is to reward yourself. This for me is a hack. It works for me every single time. I love gifts, okay? I love it. I like just treating myself. I like when people treat me, they buy me stuff, they give me money to do things. I like it. I buy myself a gift for random things. I finished a project, a very stressful project at work. I buy myself a gift because, I did a good job. I filmed 3 videos. I buy myself a gift. I always reward myself, no matter how little it is. I could be rewarding myself with a TV show or rewarding myself with a good meal. I actually did this a few days ago. I just came back from a very, very stressful week of work and I took my time. It was late in the night, but I took my time. I cooked myself a home-cooked meal. I just enjoyed the pleasure of being at home in my house, eating nice food that I cooked for myself, and that was rewarding enough. Why am I saying this? Rewards are very powerful. There's a reason why dogs like treats. Most people I believe like to be rewarded, but you don't have to wait until you win a competition, you run a marathon and you win a medal. You can use this positive reinforcement on yourself. Give yourself a goal and then promise yourself something at the end of it. Good example is, let's say that you want to buy yourself, there's something that you would like to have, maybe a watch you would like to buy yourself, or a very expensive perfume, or a very expensive piece of jewelry. But you have this goal that you're working towards. Basically, just tie the goal with the thing. Tell yourself that if I achieve this goal, no matter what, I'm going to buy myself this thing. I'm going to go on this trip. Find a reward that is big enough. I remember many years ago when I was studying for the GMAT exam for business school. The exam was very difficult. It was kicking my butt because I was working full-time as an investment banker. I was studying for the CFA exam at the time. So I was studying for 3 exams at the same time. And I still had my entire life responsibility. So it was a lot to manage. But I really knew that I really wanted to pass the GMAT because I wanted to go to business. And I also wanted an Apple Watch at the time. So what did I tell myself? I told myself, Tayo, if you write the GMAT and you pass it and you get a certain score, buy yourself the best Apple Watch you can find. No questions asked. Did it. I passed my GMAT. The day I came back from my GMAT exam. I ordered my Apple Watch. I was like, I don't care. I care nothing. I do not care about my finances or anything. But you get the point. So find something that you really want and attach a goal to it. Great that the year is about to end, because at the end of 6 months is December. You can have a trip and tell yourself, if I achieve my goal by December, I'll go on a fancy ski trip. I hope that's tempting. Now, with all this advice I've given you, I hope this video has been a good sort of inspiration and encouragement for you in this month of July. It's not too late. You can still achieve all your goals. It's just going to take discipline and dedication. You need to decide. You need to want it so much. You need to decide that this 2024 is not going to end without you achieving that one thing that you want to achieve. Let me know in the comment section below what goal that you are currently working on, and if certain goals something that you care about, then you will definitely like my video about the 12-week year goal setting system. This is the system that I swear by to achieve any goal that I set for myself in just 12 weeks. That is just 3 months. Check out that video and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.